Have you ever ordered something online from another country? You know, you click buy, and one day it's in a warehouse halfway across the world, and then boom, a week or so later, it's right there on your doorstep. It kind of feels like magic, right? But it's actually this highly coordinated global dance, a process that moves literally trillions of dollars worth of goods every single year. So let's pull back the curtain and unpack the steps of this incredible global handshake.
So, what's the secret? How does it really happen? Well, it's not just one single trip. You have to think of it as two interconnected journeys, kind of like a relay race between the person sending the product, that's the exporter, and the person receiving it, the importer. Let's follow the baton, shall we?
All right, first up, let's look at the exporter's journey. This is all about getting the product ready, packed up, and legally clear to leave its home country. The best way to think about it is like you're packing a suitcase for a really long trip, except this suitcase comes with a whole lot more paperwork.
Okay, so it all kicks off with step one, getting the order. Simple enough. Once the price and all the terms are agreed upon, the whole process just kicks into high gear. The exporter might need to get a special license to even send the goods out. Then, of course, they manufacture them and inspect everything to make sure the quality is top-notch. Finally, the goods are packed super securely and marked with all that crucial shipping info.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because the process moves from the physical, making the thing, to the logistical, moving the thing. The exporter hires a forwarding agent, basically a logistics pro, to handle all the tricky parts. They get all the necessary documents ready and then guide the goods through customs. Once they're cleared, they're loaded onto a ship or a plane. And then, the final, and let's be honest, most important step for them, the exporter gets paid.
Let's just pause on that term for a second. Customs clearance. This is a huge deal. You can think of it as the product's official exit exam. It's the point where government officials check all the paperwork, they verify the goods, and they give the final green light for everything to depart. Without this stamp of approval, that package is going absolutely nowhere.
And just like that, as the exporter's journey ends, the importer's begins. The baton is passed, often right over the middle of an ocean. Now someone has to be on the other side, ready to catch it, and guide that product through a whole new set of procedures to bring it into the country.
You probably noticed right away, this looks a lot like a mirror image of how the exporter started. The importer makes an inquiry, places the order, and gets their own license if they need one. But there's a key difference here at step 4, arranging foreign exchange. They have to make sure they've got the right currency on hand to actually pay for the goods.
We're on the final leg of the journey. The importer gets the shipping documents. This is basically the product's proof of identity. Then, when the goods finally arrive at the port, it's time for round 2 of customs clearance. Once they pass that inspection and all the duties are paid, the importer can finally take delivery. The race is finished.
And yep, there's that term again, customs clearance. But this time, it's for the import. It's the same basic concept, but with a totally different goal. This is the product's official entry visa. This is the point where the destination country decides if the product meets all of its own standards and can legally come on in.
So we've talked a lot about the physical journey, but there's this whole other parallel journey happening on paper, or digitally these days. This paper trail is everything. It's like the product's passport, and every single stamp needs to be perfectly in order for it to travel.
And this is the most crucial point to get. A box of sneakers or a crate of phones can't just show up at a border and say, "Hi, let me in." No way. It needs a complete set of documents that explains exactly what it is, where it came from, where it's going, and, of course, that it's all been paid for.
And this table here, it breaks down the key players in that paper trail beautifully. You've got the commercial invoice, that's just the bill. The packing list, which says exactly what's inside the box. The certificate of origin, which proves where it was made. Now notice the responsibility column. The exporter handles most of the documents to get the goods out the door, but that last one, the bill of entry, that responsibility flips over to the importer to bring them in.
Okay, now let's quickly clear up 2 documents that sound really similar but do totally different things. Just think of it this way. The bill of lading, that's the shipment's ticket. The exporter gets this from the shipping company, and it's proof that they've handed over the goods for transport. But the bill of entry, that's the shipment's visa. The importer fills this out to declare the goods to customs for official entry. So you've got a ticket to ride and a visa to enter. 2 very different but equally vital functions.
So we've seen the exporter's mad dash to get the goods out, and we've seen the importer's race to get them in. Now, let's just zoom out for a second and see how these 2 separate sprints actually form one single, seamless marathon.
And here it is, the big takeaway.
It's not really two different processes at all. It's one continuous, perfectly coordinated flow of goods, money, and information. It is a true global handshake, where one person lets go at the exact moment the other one takes hold, all made possible by that incredibly important paper trail.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The next time you unbox a new gadget or try on a new pair of shoes that came from somewhere else, just take a moment. Think about the complex, invisible journey it took to get to you. What borders did it cross, what documents traveled with it, and how many hands helped it along its way to your front door?